television and Broadway musicals were a tremendous compatible need for each other. When television was young, they needed performers who could perform live. And when they performed live, it was what the Broadway stage and the television programs at the time needed, because there was no videotape, or not the kind of videotape we have today, and television was done live. Now, the movie stars at the time were not allowed to perform on television. They were under contract to the studios, and the studios were very finicky about it because they didn't want their stars performing on TV for free when they actually would be performing in a movie where people had to go and pay. So television was a very, very difficult scenario for the movie studios. So I'm going to flip my screen over. I'm going to share this. And again, I'm filming this so that tomorrow, if there are any issues, you'll be able to hear this again straight through from the beginning. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to start. I have to move one little thing so we can get to everything we need to. Broadway and television, as I started to say, were important. And one of the most important components of that happened to be Ed Sullivan. Ed Sullivan would have Broadway performers on, and in the process, they would be promoting something that he was deeply committed to, which was the New York theater scene. You have to remember, he had a newspaper column called The Talk of the Town. His show was originally called The Talk of the Town, later changed to just his name, The Ed Sullivan Show. This is, by the way, Florence Henderson in about 1960.
Tremendous hit. We're very happy on our show tonight to have the opportunity of presenting from Leonard Stillman's New Faces. A youngster on opening night stepped out there as a born little trooper and really rolled in the aisles. Here is descending from the heights to which he just ascended, but just temporarily, little Eartha Kitt. So let's have a nice hand.
Dans 14 juillet, quelques lampions qui tremblaient sur un fil faisaient briller, solitaire et discret, un petit bal au milieu de la ville. Bal, petit bal, où j'étais connu, souviens-toi. After the quiet snow, love is a nursery rhyme, old as the tick of time. Love is so many things, bright as an angel's wing, gentle as the morning light, long as a winter's night. Love makes an old heart sing, and it fills every empty space. Love is a warm embrace, love is a simple thing. Love.
Here is young and lovely Pat Moran singing one of the hit songs of that show, Pat Moran.
Never heard of her.
Now here is Sheila Bond.
So Ed was really into television. Meanwhile, Carol Channing had wanted to make the Gentlemen Prefer Blondes movie. And the Hollywood people were really not interested in having her on any level. They did not think she projected well on screen. So she convinced the master to let her go on television and show the American audiences what Lorelei Lee should have looked like, and it wasn't like Marilyn Monroe. These are two famous numbers that she made famous in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. She wanted America to see what it could have been, and frankly, Marilyn Monroe was a lot better.
Almost alike, only you're the large economy size.
Well, let me tell you all about Arkansas, honey. Little Rock is in Arkansas. That's why they call it Little Rock, Arkansas. Well, I just never will forget the first time I came to New York City. I tell you, I walked into one of those there highfalutin nightclubs, and you know that I walked into the bar.
Hey, baby, where did you come from?
Well, I'm just a little girl from Little Rock. We lived on the wrong side of the track. Till a gentleman took me out one night and sympathized with my awful plight. We moved to the right side of the track. Then someone broke my heart in Little Rock.
What a shock!
But it won't pay the rental on your humble flat or help you at the automat. Men grow cold as girls grow old, and we all lose our charm in the end. But square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamond! Our girl's best friend. There may come a time when a lass needs a lawyer, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. There may come a time when a hard-boiled employer thinks you're awful nice, but get that ice grill's no dice. He's your guy when stocks go high, but beware when they start to descend. It's then that those louses go back to their spouses. Diamonds are a girl's best. I don't mean rhinestones. Diamonds! 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 Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Well, Carol certainly was not anybody's idea of photogenic. In the meantime, West Side Story had a rocky start at the box office. It was violent. It was not like anything anybody else had ever seen on a Broadway stage. And it was up against some feel-good musicals like The Music Man. Ed really got behind this and wanted the country to see what incredibly creative and unique storytelling West Side Story was at the time. I happen to love this particular picture. It looks as if Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim are teaching the chorus of girls to sing I Feel Pretty. Carol Lawrence, the original Maria on the right. Well, she told me personally it was a staged picture. It was not anything at all, and that's me sitting with Carol Lawrence about 2 years ago on a cruise. Whoops. I'm so sorry. It's just, this was a very important moment on Ed Sullivan because West Side Story had had very difficult reviews. And it was this moment that started to get people interested in West Side Story as it was relating to the retelling of Romeo and Juliet. And Ed really helped spearhead West Side Story to a 2.5-year run on Broadway. It was, of course, the movie that made West Side Story famous, not really the West Side Story Broadway production. Another musical that written by Rodgers and Hammerstein that really did not get great reviews and needed help, Ed's specialty, was the Flower Drum Song. He was willing to take an incredibly large portion of a Sunday night, and these videos are a little fuzzy because they're not really videotapes, they're kinescopes. Filmed productions of what was going on the camera, and the clarity isn't all that good, but you get to understand what was really going on at the time.
I will sing a flower drum song. This is a Chinese flower drum. While I sing, I will caress the flowers. If my song is good, give me a little applause. If my song is bad, give me applause too. 100 million miracles. 100 million miracles are happening every day. And those who say they don't agree are those who do not hear or see. 100 million miracles. 100 million miracles are happening every day. One man writes a poem, other writes music to fit the poem. A singer put words and music into his heart and throw his heart to the world. That is a miracle. In Flower Drum Song, nephew discusses a Chinese love poem with his aunt. That is a miracle. Here are two singers, Juanita Hall and Ed Kenny.
It starts along the Huang Ho Valley.
Ah, yes. I
remember, along the Huanghe Valley, where young men walk and dream, a flower boat with singing girls came drifting down the stream. I saw the face of only one come drifting down the stream. You are beautiful, small and shy. You are the girl whose eyes met mine just as your boat sailed by. This I know of you, nothing more. You are the girl whose eyes met mine, passing the river shore. You are the girl whose laugh I heard, silver and soft and bright, soft as the fall of roses, brushing the air of night. While your flower boat sailed away, gently your eyes looked back on mine. Clearly you heard me say, you are the girl I will love someday.
An interesting story. That's Juanita Hall, who was also the original Bloody Mary in South Pacific. She performed when she could, but she was an African American starring as an Asian woman. The male was a Caucasian man with slanted eyes drawn on, and you could never get away with this today. Sadly, Juanita Hall went blind from diabetes. She had no money, and it was the Actors Fund that took care of her until she passed away of complications of diabetes. Now, Bye Bye Birdie certainly used the Ed Sullivan Show as a plot device in its satire of teenage kids and their gung-ho attitude about rock and roll. It made Dick Van Dyke into a major star. It was the first major musical to be directed by Gower Champion, and he really understood what this had to say. It sort of invented nostalgia before nostalgia got invented, but this is a great segment that was on the Ed Sullivan Show, and you have to note that when I'll let it talk for himself.
The show Bye Bye Birdie is the story of some of the hilarious things that happen in a typical American village when the #1 rock and roll singing idol of young America, Conrad Birdie my name, before entering the Army, suddenly arrives in this typical American town for a very shrewd publicity stunt. He's going to kiss a local girl, Kim McAfee, goodbye before he goes to the Army. Now the kiss, of course, representing his farewell to all of his squealing young fans. Now the scene opens at breakfast in the McAfee household just before the rock and roll idol swaggers in.
We love you, Conrad. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Conrad, and we'll be true. I'm tired, Ursula. We've been here all night. We promised to sing the Birdie song 10,000 times, didn't we? Well, we got 5,276 to go. So sing. We love you, Conrad. Daddy, I wish you'd hurry up. I want to get that mess cleared away before Conrad comes down.
This mess, as you call it, Kim, happens to be my breakfast, and I intend enjoying it.
Your father has a right to enjoy his eggs, Kim, but I'm sure he won't mind if we just quietly start clearing away some of these other things. I know the house is a bit hectic this morning, dear, but Kim has gone to a lot of trouble to fix a special breakfast for Mr. Birdie, and I want to make sure everything's ready and waiting for him when he comes down. After all, he is a national figure, and I want to show those New York people that we know how to treat a national figure here. See that? Of course, it really doesn't matter to me personally, but for Kim's sake, you know. Oh, there we go. All done. Thank you, dear. Did you enjoy it? Good. Now, if you'll just hurry along.
Doris, I'm not budging this room till I get my coffee, smoke a cigarette, and read my paper.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't have time to make your coffee this morning. How about a nice warm ginger ale? Morning, Pop. Here's your paper. Hope it don't mind, but I cut in a few stories about Conrad for my scrapbook.
I've tried to run this house on a democratic basis. I've extended the privilege of self-determination to both the woman I have married and the children I have sired. The vote has been denied no one for reason of age, sex, or political affiliation. There's been no taxation without representation, and open covenants have been openly arrived at. Last night, I gave up my room to a guest who repeatedly referred to me as fat. Telephone calls were made on my phone to New York, Chicago, Fairbanks, Alaska, and Hong Kong. I slept in a camp cot with my feet in the fireplace, my head in an ashtray. Outside my window, 3 harpies shrieked, "We love you, Conrad!" 4,723 times. Oh, and I just lost 2 fried eggs. Gentlemen, the democracy is over. Parliament has been dissolved, the Magna Carta is revoked, and Nero is back in town. And you don't offer an emperor a warm ginger ale.
Don't answer that. It's for Conrad. He's expecting a long-distance call collect from New York. He hopes you won't mind.
Perfectly all right. I'll go out and burn Rome.
What's wrong? Nothing, dear. Your father's just excited about... He's coming! He's coming! He's coming! Mother, you call the kids. I'll get the eggs. Girls! He's coming! You better hurry if you want to watch him eat. Here we are, kids! Here we are! Sorry, Doris. We just had to come too. Oh, I'm glad you did.
Call me for lunch.
Hiya, fat. Now look here, Doris. About that boy.
Please, Harry, he's just shy.
After all, Doris, Kim's only 15.
Daddy, please, not in front of everybody.
I don't care who's here. No ill-mannered loaf.
Call him, Paul.
You shut up. This is my house, and until you're 18, you're... Shut up. Until you're 18, you'll leave me alone. Until you're 18, you'll stop the hand knows if I've got to be ashamed of yourself.
Hey, Fat, by the way, I forgot to tell you the good news. You're going to be on television.
On television?
That's right. This Sunday night, I'm going to be doing a television show, and you're all going to be on it with me. I just got the news from Ed Sullivan himself.
You mean we're going to be on the Sullivan Show? The Ed Sullivan Show?
Now you got the picture. We're all going to be on the show together. How about that, Fats?
Me on the Ed Sullivan Show? Ed Sullivan. Me, Harry McAfee, appearing with Ed Sullivan. Ed
coast to coast with our favorite host. It's the river. It's the one. It's the one. River beyond. It's the one. I've got a wonderful wife, 2 swell kids, a good job, and now this. Ed, I love you.
Bye Bye Birdie, which is the Broadway musical comedy smash at the 54th Street, is named after Conrad Birdie, who is a crooner who's about to go into the Army, about to be drafted, and these teenagers here have assembled in New York's Pennsylvania station to see him off, urged on, of course, by Dick Van Dyke, who is the very shrewd manager of Conrad Birdie. Here are the teenagers. Here comes Dick Van Dyke, Elliot Lawrence, strike up the band, and away we go into the hit song of the show.
We love you, Conrad. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Conrad, and we'll be true when you're not near
Hi,
us.
kids. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. All right, let's all run through the Conrad Birdie song one more time, then we'll go down to the train. Remember the Conrad Birdie creed, dear? No smoking until you're 14. All right, should we try it once?
We love you, Conrad. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Conrad, and we'll be true when you're not near us. We're
Kids, will you hold it a
blue.
second? Hold, just a second. Say, little girl, you come over here and sing with us if you want to. What's the matter with her?
She's sad because Conrad's going into the Army, and she'll be too old for him when he gets out.
Well, she's got a few good years left. I'll tell you what, you kids all go down to track 12 and wait for me, and I'm going to talk to her. And stay out of the bar. Hi there. I'm Al Peterson, Conrad Birdie's manager. Come on, things can't be all of that black. Smile. Young lady, this is an adult speaking to you. I order you to smile. Please? Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face. Brush off the clouds and cheer up. Put on a happy face. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not your style. You look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. Pick out a pleasant outlook. Stick out that noble chin. Wipe off the full of doubt look. Slap on a happy grin. And spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy face. Put on a happy face. Put on a happy face. And if you're feeling cross and vickerish, don't sit and whine. Think of banana splits and licorice, and you feel fine. I know a girl so gloomy, she'd never laugh or sing. She wouldn't listen to me, now she's a mean old thing. So spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on the happy face.
One of the interesting things about Bye Bye Birdie, in retrospect, is this was maybe the first rock musical where it was using popular music of the younger generation to really propel the story. When Gower Champion was casting this, everyone was very reluctant about Dick Van Dyke. They weren't sure that maybe that he could even dance or carry this off, and his talent surfaced, and he truly surprised everybody.
The show.
Camelot is another. When it opened, it got disastrous reviews. No one saw it at all as a great musical, and in reality, it is not. But Ed Sullivan wanted to pay tribute to My Fair Lady, having accomplished something that no other musical had ever accomplished in the history of Broadway at the time, which was to run for more performances than Oklahoma. Ed wanted to do this, but Lerner and Lowe said to Ed, no, the one that needs help is the new one. We'll give you a couple songs for My Fair Lady, but let's really promote Camelot. He took 22 minutes of a Sunday night Ed Sullivan show and dedicated it to the new kid on the block.
Now here's one of the greatest thrills we've ever had on our stage. The famous Welsh motion picture and Shakespearean star Richard Burton as King Arthur, and lovely Julie Andrews as Guinevere. One of the many amusing numbers in Camelot comes to life when they query, what do the simple folk do?
What do the simple folk do to help them escape when they're blue? The shepherd who is ailing, the milkmaid who is glum, the cobbler who is wailing from nailing his thumb. When they're beset and besieged, the folk not noblessly obliged, however do they manage to shed their weary lot? Oh, what do simple folk do? We do not.
I have been informed by those who know them well. They find relief in quite a clever way. When they're sorely pressed, they whistle for a spell, and whistling seems to brighten up their day. And that's what simple folk do. So they say.
They whistle.
So they say.
What else do the simple folk do to perk up the heart and get through? The wee folk and the grown folk wander to and fro, have ways new to their own folk, we thrown folk don't know. When all the doldrums begin, what keeps each of them in his skin? What ancient native custom provides the needed glow? Oh, what do simple folk do? Do you know?
Once upon the road, I came upon a lad singing in a voice 3 times his size. When I asked him why, he told me he was sad, and singing always made his spirits rise. And that's what simple folk do, I surmise.
They sing.
I surmise.
Arise, my love, arise, my love.
Apollo's lighting the skies, my love. The meadows shine with columbine, and daffodils blossom away. Your Venus call to one and all, come taste delight while you may. The world is bright and all is right, and life is merry and gay.
What else do the simple folk do? They must have a system or two. They obviously outshine us at turning tears to mirth. Have tricks a royal highness is Midas from birth. What then, I wonder, do they to chase all the goblins away? They have some tribal sorcery you haven't mentioned yet. Oh, what do simple folk do to forget?
Often I am told they dance a fiery dance and whirl till they're completely uncontrolled. Soon the mind is blank and all are in a trance, a violent trance astounding to behold. And that's what simple folk do, so I'm told. They sit around and wonder what royal folk would do. And that's what simple folk do.
Oh, no, really?
I have it on the best authority. Yes, that's what simple folk do.
The next moment, of course, was a very famous one as well.
You sing blues often.
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Was she a soprano?
Yes.
Yes, she is. Did you ever play in a musical written by Frank Lesser?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Green.
Oh, dear.
Excuse me, may we have a conference?
You may have 20 seconds for a conference.
Do the other members of the panel agree with me that we have established she is not playing on Broadway now?
She is not playing on Broadway now,
okay,
but has in the last
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Was your last appearance on Broadway in a musical by Rodgers and Hammerstein?
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis.
Oh, well, what about, were you in a musical written by Lerner and Lowe?
Yeah.
Well, were you in
Go ahead.
were you in My Fair Lady?
Yeah.
Are you Julie Andrews?
Yeah!
Now, What's My Line was used to promote musicals as well. And the panel knew every week that there would be some activity of the week that was going to be getting them to know who the mystery guest was. She was about to go into Camelot, and that was her promoting it at the time. Another television moment was another musical that did not get great reviews at all. Lucille Ball wanted to do something else. She had been on television, the most popular actress in America in 1960, but her divorce from Desi Arnaz was creating problems, and she was trying to create something new. So J. Ogden Nash had written the story about a wildcatter in Oklahoma. She takes over the role, and it was really more than she could handle. Running a television studio on the West Coast, trying to be a mother to your kids after a divorce, and putting on a brand new musical, that's a big load. Ed had her on his show.
Now, on our stage, here we have Miss Lucille Ball and Paula Stewart in Hey, Look Me Over, the first big production number from the Richard Nash, Michael Kidd Broadway musical, Wildcat. So let's have a wonderful reception.
Come on, every time you whack it, something else falls off. Let's walk. Yeah, I guess you're right.
dead. She's dead. She's got a rusted, beat-up, busted gut, the dirty, miserable son of a Stutz Bearcat. Got a fouled-up battery, a comped-out fuel pump, the carburetor's belching, and the whole darn thing ain't worth a spit.
Well, when you win a car in a poker game, you can't expect a guarantee.
Well, she looks good, and I want to hit that town in style. Janie, look. Right over there, so close you can almost touch it. Centavo City. It's talking to me. It's saying oil, Wiley, oil. I can hear it. I can taste it. I can smell it. Oh, boy, what a beautiful stink. Come on, get in. I'm going to push. I'll help. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I got to spruce it up first. Get all the prairie dust off her. Oh, man. Ain't she a beauty? One look at that and they're going to know we're full size. The Jackson sisters, full size.
Oh, Wildy, in 5 minutes they'll know we don't have a nickel. Nothing.
Who says we got nothing? We got a Stutz Bearcat. And we got a foreman named Joe Dynamite.
Joe Dynamite?
Yep.
Wildy, you never even laid eyes on him.
Yeah, but boy, when I do. Oh, come on now, when you beat the drum this time, you put your heart into it, you hear?
Oh, no, I'm not going to make a fool of myself. Never again.
Janie, you gotta beat the drum. You gotta tell him, here we come. You gotta say, stand up and listen. You gotta say, it's us. We're here. You gotta say, hey, look me over, lend me an ear. Fresh out of clover, mortgage up to here. But don't pass the places, folks. Don't pass the cup. I figure whenever you're down and out, the only way is up and out is up. I like a rosebud high on the vine. Don't thumb your nose, but take a tip from mine. A little bit short of the elbow room, but let me get these up. And look out, world, here I come. Come on, Jane.
Oh, Wildy, they'll laugh at us.
Not if we sing loud enough. Come on.
Follow along, she says, paint him a rosy view.
Then tell him the story.
Sing him a song, she says, sing him a song we do.
We're hitting the road.
Loud as a chanticleer and jittery as a head.
The road to glory.
Ready to whoop, my dear, but here we go again.
Hey, look me over. Look here. Look here. We're supposed to hear to leave the hill. Or in a pinch, we'll take an aim.
Whenever you're down and out, the only way is up and up. Like a roll,
the way you say,
on the mind,
gives the wild
fun, you know.
hip hooray, hey, hey. A little bit short of the elbow room, but let us get us some. If all that it takes is a little hot air to fill the vacuum, then we'll be up. Like the rose that's high on the vine. Don't thumb your nose, but take a tip from mine. A little bit short of the elbow room, but let us get us up. And look out, swirl! Hear me shout, swirl! Hey, look out! What happened? Gosh, Jenny, the darn thing hurt us. You see, all you gotta do is make a noise. And shout and swirl and hear me
Lucille Ball.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, down through the years, because she's given the country, all of the whole world, as a matter of fact, so darn much enjoyment, Lucille Ball, I'd say that you are probably the best beloved star in show business.
Thank you, Ed.
Ed Sullivan was a powerful figure. If he liked you, there was nothing he wouldn't do to promote you. If you were not someone he was a fan of, he would not do anything. An example of that was Gwen Verdon, who in 1953 appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show while she was in the musical Can Can. And she made a comment to him about his nastiness with actors and the McCarthy trials. And he was so enraged at her that he did not have her back on an Ed Sullivan Show for 14 years. Speaking of, we then talk about Gwen Verdon. And Gwen Verdon, the musical Sweet Charity had caught everybody, Gwen Verdon back to the stage after she had had her daughter. It was doing great box office business, primarily on her star power, and Ed finally agrees to let her back on.
Someone loves me. Someone loves me. Somebody loves me. My heart is beating so fast. All kinds of music is pouring out of me. Somebody loves me at last. Now I'm a brass band, I'm a harpsichord, I'm a clarinet, I'm the Philadelphia Orchestra, I'm the modern jazz quartet, I'm the band from Macy's Big Parade of Wild Count Basie Blast, I'm the bells of St. Peter's in Rome, I'm tissue paper on a cone, and all kinds of music is pouring out of me, 'cause somebody loves me at last. I'm a brass band.
The Fosse choreography is so spectacular, and Gwen at her height. But you just can't. The Ed Sullivan Show showcased so many of these. So I hope to show you more of this next month when we get back together. And I hope that it made a lot of sense. I hope everybody could hear it okay. And I have filmed it as best as I can tell. And I will edit it out and I'll send it in so that you can watch it as many times as you want. If anybody has any questions for me, I can unmute and a person at a time, just unmute yourself and ask a question. Go ahead. Hi, Mitzi. I hope your granddaughter's doing okay, by the way, since I see you sitting there. Anybody want to know anything in particular? Just have a great, yeah, Mitzi, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Go ahead. You have to unmute.
There. What are you up to besides these wonderful Zooms?
Well, actually, I just started something really kind of neat. I do a Zoom every Friday morning. Lynn Ketchum comes, and I'm doing it as a documentary series with a subscription for once a week, every Friday morning at 10:30. And I'm really excited about that. If anybody's interested, I can, just let me know and I can send you the information how to be a part of it. This is what I'm doing. I'm Zooming, certainly not going on any cruise ships. And I'll tell you, it's tough for all of us. Everybody I talk to has a story of difficulty of one level or another, just the mental strain of it all. But I'm okay. Everybody's okay. We're healthy, and that's the important thing.
Okay, thank
Thanks
you.
for asking. No, that you did. All right, everybody, look, just stay well and take care. I can't wait to see you all again live. My God, it's been 6 months. Anyway, we'll talk to you all soon. Take care.
Bye.